We established the business in 1997. I had begun working in the dog profession before this. It was when I got my own dog that I realized my professional commitment. I became a dog trainer thanks to my dog. Then I worked in Austria as a trainer. It was there that I met the market demands for dog equipment and other safety gear. We then decided to establish a manufacturing and retail company in Hungary. I believe that our gear has a positive impact on the relationship between people and dogs, and that we were able to make time spent with dogs more meaningful. In the beginning, we also manufactured human military safety equipment. However, in 2003, our products were so successful at the World Dog Show in Dortmund that we decided to place our focus exclusively on the world of dogs. After this, we freed ourselves from the previous responsibilities connected to human military equipment production, and we began incorporating the experiences we had gathered into the production of dog equipment. This is part of the foundation of our commitment towards high quality. Our commercial goal is to be present in all major pet product stores, retail chains, and online platforms. And this seems to be what is happening. Our most popular products are dog harnesses and their accessories. Dog harnesses convey a very important message to me. It might appear to be a very narrow segment within the market, but in our case it's possible and well worth being the best here. For me, the harness is the dog gear which best expresses the relationship between human and dog. When a dog owner places a harness onto their dog when going for a walk, they are expressing a lifestyle and a more conscious customer mentality. The general message of dog harnesses is, together everywhere, go together. I think that right now this is very timely. In terms of employee numbers, we are getting close to 500 people. Generally, half of our employees in Hungary are directly involved in production, while the others are employed in the fields of logistics, marketing, and retail. A major part of our revenue comes from sales in the western part of the European Union. Today, we can see a significant and dynamic development in both northern and southern Europe. The second most important area is the United States, where our own subsidiary is involved in commercial activity. We lost some of our impetus in the Chinese market. We are trying to establish our own business there, and we also have a commercial representation. Their economic situation and changing fashion trends are still areas we need to analyze. During the company's second decade, we realized that there's no amount of money that can't be spent, so we started closer cooperation with Budapest Bank. We also found a kind of mentorship in their case. With their help, we were able to position ourselves so as to have well-founded and feasible projects from a financial point of view. During the course of our cooperation, we were granted several loans, and our investments are paying off. The outbreak of the virus in China gave us the opportunity to draw customer attention to the trustworthiness and high material quality of the products manufactured in Europe. The fact that the virus can survive on the surface of objects for a long time meant a general setback in sales of products imported from the Far East. For us, this meant a major increase in sales. The effects of this process were felt for only a short time, because the virus outbreak soon hit Italy, from where we also purchased our raw materials. After the global shutdown, we experienced tremendous difficulties for about a month and a half. However, this state of emergency provided the company with an opportunity for internal campaigning. We were able to highlight to our employees the significance of responsible thinking. After all, during the first virus peak, we had to prepare for the worst-case scenario. I believe that, without exception, each employee understood that the slightest careless attitude or disregard for the rules could have had catastrophic consequences on the operation of the company as a whole. It is also a fact that Julius-K9 was amongst the first in Europe to start preparing for the crisis and the probable consequences of the virus. This was because our colleagues working in China were quarantined and their lives changed drastically. This sounded an alarm bell for many of us. It was hard work forging our leadership into unity in order to act quickly and in the same direction. We also understood that Chinese economic uncertainty results in global crisis. It was completely obvious to me that the world shutdown is not the time to be doomed to inaction. Quite the opposite. The time has come for us to do something different, something useful. A significant part of our production had to be converted into products of which there was a shortage at the time. This meant the beginning of mass production, and through this we pretty much created a new product group that perfectly fits into our portfolio. The restarting of the world meant huge quantities of orders for all our products. It is quite clear that we will only be able to cover the backlog by the middle of next year. The increased demand was partly generated because our distributors were faced all at once with the lost consumer demand due to the virus situation. At the same time, lost profit is much needed for survival. The number of orders placed increased due to our dynamic growth in online advertising aimed at steering customers towards our distributors. In the meantime, we vigorously advertised our innovations, as if nothing had happened. We stepped up the introduction of automated manufacturing systems, with which we will be able to adapt more effectively to large market fluctuations in the future. We are talking about a very successful and well-managed company. We at Budapest Bank stand proudly beside them. The first member of the group, Julius-K9 BT, opened its first account at Budapest Bank. Then, K9 Sport Limited was established, which also chose Budapest Bank. Over the decades, Budapest Bank became the company's home bank. Cooperation in areas of account management, financing, and leasing is also ongoing. We also provide private financial assistance and solutions to numerous employees. I believe that the success of Julius-K9 lies in their continuous innovation, which is achieved on the markets with a great sense of mission. This mentality within the sphere of light industry is exemplary.